talking about value-added services. So when you have value-added tax, you see that sometimes European tax will definitely ding you, but to have value-added service is the thing what I'm talking about. So when you have, for instance, you going into publishing, printing, and binding books. So it all starts with the manuscript paper. So how do you make paper? It's a very delicate, antiquated process. So nobody wants to make paper, but what you can do is you can perfect a process so that way you're able to fall back on a product that is something other than a novel. So a lot of people will say that they're staying to put to what they do when they don't necessarily know that they're spending a lot of time writing, and they're they're writing books that are maybe 200 or 300 pages long, but they're if they're self-published, they may not just be taking advantage of the value added with the boo boo with the you know with the paper is that you can add so much more value because manuscript paper is a little bit different than just regular business paper. So if what you're doing is making paper, that's great. Keep doing that because it's not easy. But if what you're doing is perfecting a process, yeah,
Can we talk?
yeah, not right now.
When?
Give me about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do that. It's interruptive. So you see that if you're, I don't think we were talking about taxes. I think we are talking about the uh, the service. So when the service is your product, the thing is you want to go into the process. Where is it that you're adding the most value? So if for the sake of time, let's say you are publishing books. So the greatest value added point there is going to be the paper and the material itself, because you could just sell paper itself, and that's not cheap. But if you're manufacturing paper, you still might want to to figure out the value added. So that whole process is part of the your entire enterprise value. So if you can find something else, I mean, you might just find the value added in aftermarket parts for cars if you manufacture cars. So you see how you could sell the parts, and you can also build value for the car. So I'm just going to say that to look into the entire process would be good for you, because I mean I haven't really even heard from you, and this is becoming very disruptive, and I'm very disappointed in you. Well, what we can do is we can rewind into to previous videos. So why don't you do that now? one with rational choices. Rational choices. So my mummy wants to talk to me. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, if you're back, I'm back. I'm not quite ready yet. Why don't you call so I can end this video? But I'm just gonna wait for you to text or call. Otherwise, we're gonna play video tag.
Excuse me, honey. You remember that you have to go to court Monday morning at 8 a.m.?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a court appearance. I asked you to change it, but you said you would just get it over with. But maybe we can change it Monday morning. I don't know.
No, that's fine. I'll mark my calendar.
Okay, Monday morning, we have to be downtown at 8.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know. So it's definitely good being with you here.
I told you last week.
No, I know, and so I'm going to mark my own calendar. So that's what I do when I'm on my feet. I'm just basically running my calendar the whole time, or writing out loud. So the thing with if you're are you okay? So let me tell you. I'm gonna need you to answer a couple questions because what I'm going to tell you is specific towards the example that I gave you. Because I don't know what business you're in, who your clients are per se, and how that's able to help you because it's able to help me. That's what I know. Rational choice theory goes off on the trade-off. There's going to be a trade-off in between time spent and money made. So at some point, you realize that you're just basically getting stuck on a mothership at work, so it's time to go home. When you're done with that, and you see that you're annoying, you see that that you can actually make it by self-enterprising, and you have a value-added service, but you're not necessarily a market professional anymore. The trade-off becomes theoretical because you're looking at remainders and you're looking at fractional interest and decimals. So just having that, just being able to raise that is good in knowing hypothetically, how going to do business with anyone, just anyone other than you. So that's the point. I mean, if you come back, then we can definitely talk about what is going to essentially be the value added service. What is the business, or what is the going concern, I should say. So you tell me what your going concern is. Tell me who your target clients are, and what your product really does for them, and or service. And that way I can get an idea as to what angle it would take with the consultation, which obviously is just we're just going to meet up and uh, select a destination for you, because I don't know where you're going. So that's the point, is that you still trying to be made, and we're trying to make it for you, and that's what I'm saying, is that if you know by now, it's already made. Okay, so that's why I'm saying this, because I think that if you are a product manufacturer, you'll be able to benefit, because I'm not into running demographics or marketing or anything like that, but I will if I have to just to demonstrate that this works, because it's value added. It's a value added product. So naturally, what it does is it has an inherent return on investment that becomes lucrative to myself, and so I buy myself out in the open market, and that's how I'm worth more than my what is it, my death benefits. So that's what I'm saying, is that I'm guaranteed to run. I'm guaranteed to be investable, but that's not what we're talking about, because I'm guaranteed to buy. So what happens is I'm able to accrete value, and that value is able to drip. And what happens is, like, I can buy $1 million policy, and it just doesn't matter for me, because I'm worth more right now, just as a perfect bomb. You get it? You know what I mean? It's tongue in cheek, but if you saw, kind of what you're prepared to do right now. So what I'm doing now is buying my business out. For whatever reason, it it was working out before, but now I have a value added service. I have a value added product. So I'm very easily able to buy out my own business rather than renting it out. Hold on one second. They always say that. They'll always say that they're making you a promise that they'll always keep. You see that it's humble, you know. So I mean, you have nothing to lose. LAX, you know, if your destination is LAX, I can help you out there. Okay, so I mean, we're not doing that anymore. We're not going to be doing internet flings or stuff like that. That's not what wasn't working for me. It's not working for anyone else, I don't think. And personally, I'm not into internet companies. So you can take the Bitcoin all you want. That's great. You know, if you got Bitcoin, that's perfectly fine. I'm not messing around with any internet company. So it's not an internet company at all. Um, so yeah, knowing your rep helps a lot. So what they'll do is they'll stand you, and it's worth it if you know what you want. But otherwise, you know, you don't want to get involved in it because it's a waste of time. What else? That you're going on a cross agency transaction, so you're getting better price or worse price, and you're coming back to your original your original output, but it may or may no longer be a arbitrage opportunity. Most likely is not. And so what we were able to find out deductively was that these arbitrage opportunities would happen in intervals, which they do, of course, if you have any experience. And I'm talking just hypothetically now, is that because they do happen in intervals, you want to take a look at your your math models to see also the volume action that it's tapering off, that actually occurs. And there's a spike in volume and then it tapers off. And also that you're pinpointing the firms that you know that you know who they are, right? So I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what pool you're in. Sometimes you can say and do what you want to say. Most of the time, you're just going to wait for a golden opportunity. That's fine. Yeah, you can call back later. Call back later. Well, what I would say about that is that you can lend money like that, and you can create a system of a trading system based on money lending. That's all I know about Bitcoin. Because if I understand correctly, can't you mine digital currency on your computer? So that's a little bit different because it's decentralized currency. I don't know exactly if it applies to rational choice. You could probably fill me in. It could be on. It could be on. I don't know. The point is that we already have the choice. We already made our choice. And what you're talking about is theoretical to me. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for calling. So if your number is up, this is a good time to just go live. Okay. I mean, if you're still there, I mean, I would definitely call by now. I think it can help you out. what do you look like, what's your preferences, what are your preferences, what's your character like. All this stuff is so important for me